My name's James Menezies. I'm the Managing Director at Wealth Collective. We've been up and running, in one form or another since about 2016. We did kind of a big rebrand last year in 2019, which meant bringing on and changing, our service models and the way we're delivering services for clients. And that also meant kind of a change in the way we manage staffing and processes and things as well. So probably up until mid last year, so mid 2019, we were 3 staff really. So it was myself as an advisor. It was sort of very time intensive. I was still essentially doing a lot of my own research calls, implementation as well. One of the things we needed to have a look at was, how we change that delivery model. So we had a really good look at all our systems, processes, and wanted to get it set up, in a sustainable way so we could scale it easier down the track. And stumbled across Koruna to have a chat to people about how they'd found that outsourcing process, booked in a meeting with you guys, and the rest is history. Well, after our first meeting, Petra, and talking through the benefits, I think one of the biggest roadblocks for us in getting that process started in the first place was kind of cost. When you're in the early stages of business, cost's a big focus for you. So we kind of knew, the benefits and what it would do for us in the back of our mind. I think after having that first meeting with you, it gave us a lot more confidence to get the ball rolling and get things started on that. And since having Anne, our first staff member, come on, it's just been a game changer for us. It's freed up so much time. Anne's obviously taken a lot of the workload off my plate as far as implementation, research calls, the stuff that takes a lot of time but doesn't really add value or add much revenue to the business bottom line. So having her handle that has obviously freed up heaps more of my time to see clients, which is the real important revenue generating activity for the business. And really, that's been the key factor that's allowed us to go from 3 staff to 9 staff over the last 6 months. So it's been huge. Absolutely. There's definitely a dollar saving there as well. So we now have 2 offshore staff members with Koruna. We've also got Amanda, who's onshore, based in our Perth office. And I think what Koruna's let us do is have more of that time back. We've been able to really be hugely productive on those things and actually get a few of those major tasks ticked off and finished. I think for one, it's obviously allowed us to see a lot more clients. We're quite a busy business, by financial advice standards. So we have a lot of new referrals, a lot of new client work coming through. It's allowed us, and me specifically, to have the time to onboard 2 more advisors. We already had a lot of those processes and ways of working fully documented. We'd been through and did Loom screen recordings of all of our systems and how they're used and what purpose they serve, which when the new guys came on was just so incredibly easy for them because we had it all there. Anything they got stuck with, they could easily jump on and find the answer. So I think it made what would have ordinarily been like a really, really stressful process pretty easy by comparison. When we had that discussion, I was looking at it going, oh my God, this is going to take me so long to sit down, map out all this stuff. But I think in reality, it just meant, each time I was doing a task, I'd jump on Loom, hit record the process, and it took obviously a little bit of time, but you then think about the 40 or 50 times that's going to save you having to explain it to someone else down the track as well. I think just do it. I think we probably had it on our mind for 12 months. And as I said to you before, the costs there in the back of your mind, you sort of look at it, $25,000 or $30,000 to have another staff member on, and you can fall into the trap of just looking at it as an expense line. But I think the opportunity cost and the value that it adds down the track is huge as well, because you put that into tangible terms, and it might only be an extra 5 clients throughout the whole year that you need to see to cover that cost, and when you look at it from that perspective, you then go, well, that's actually pretty easy. And if you can do that regularly, it also means that growing the business going forward is going to be much easier for us as well. So we've sort of built out, I think, the right staff, the right culture. We've got all the processes documented now. So it then becomes very modular and scalable too. If we want to bring on the 3rd or the 4th staff member, if we decide to bring new advisors into the business, everything's there ready to go. And I think if we had delayed that decision for another 6 months or 12 months, we certainly wouldn't have had the growth that we've had. We kind of put our faith in you a bit in choosing our first staff member, Anne. And I remember having that chat with you to say, right, that first person you hire is probably the most important one in your business, because they sort of set the tone and the right culture for new staff that you're bringing on as well. So I think you did an amazing job getting that part of the process done really well. And then when we had Lace come on, our sort of second staff member through Koruna, we again put our faith in Anne to pick the right person. I love the work she was doing, the way she operated. So I think for us, our hiring policy's mostly been, we've got to find the right person fit. Yeah, it's been amazing, really. Maybe if you're on the fence about it, at least jump on a call and have a chat, because for us, that was quite eye-opening. It really makes you think about the way your business is structured at the moment, the things that you're perhaps spending time on that you shouldn't be, that you can kind of outsource and delegate, the value that adds, where you can sort of remove yourself from the day-to-day in the business that just sort of blurs and wastes your time, into actually being a business owner again and taking control over the direction you're taking your business in is really powerful. So for us, absolutely, it was a cost or investment up front, but the dividends it's paid in us being able to grow the business over the last 6 months has been huge.